Today we are going to continue to explore box and whisker plot by using a graphing calculator in order to display the data and compare two data sets. First, let's review some basic information about box and whisker plots. First, what can you tell about a data set from a box and whisker plot? If you recall, a box and whisker plot lets you see how the values in a data set are distributed or spread out over its range, but it does not show all of the values in a data set. Also, box and whisker plots show the median, or the number in the middle of a data set, as well as the minimum and maximum values. Box and whisker plots also show the range of the lower 25% of the data, the middle 50% of the data, as well as the upper 25% of the values. Box and whisker plots can also be used to visually compare two or more data sets. Now, what are the 5 values you need in order to construct a box and whisker plot? Well, first you need to take the data and order it from least to greatest. Then find the upper and lower extremes, or the least value and greatest value. Find the median, again the number in the middle of the data set, as well as calculate the lower quartile, which is the median of the lower half of the data set, as well as the upper quartile, which is the median of the upper half of the data set. Now let's practice creating box and whisker plots, but this time we are also going to use a graphing calculator to see how the box and whisker plots display on that type of tool. In your textbook on page 285, under Activity 2, it asks you to create 2 box and whisker plots for the given data as shown here. There are 15 7th grade students and 15 teachers at Ray's school, and they've recorded the average number of hours of sleep per night. You are going to create the box and whisker plot in order to compare this data. The first step is to take the data and order it from least to greatest. When you order the values from least to greatest, we can see that students range from 6 hours of sleep per night to 11 hours of sleep per night, while the teachers range from 5 hours of sleep per night to 10 hours of sleep per night. Although the overall range for both students and teachers are the same, 5 hours, when we display the data, we might notice some differences. So, using this information, we can now determine the median, or the middle number, in each set. For students, it is 9. For teachers, it is 7, meaning the middle number, or median, for teachers is 2 hours less than the median number for students. By examining the least values, we can see the least amount of hours teachers sleep is less than the least amount of hours for students, as well as looking at the greatest values, or upper extremes. Teachers sleep less than students, again, on average. We then use the median value and the least value to find the lower quartile number, as well as the median value for teachers and the least value to find the lower quartile for teachers. We also use the median value and the upper extreme to find the upper quartile value for students, as well as the median value for teachers and the upper extreme for teachers to find the upper quartile for teachers. Again, lower and upper quartiles are the middle numbers of the lower half and the middle numbers in the upper half. These two values are used to create the box in our box and whisker plot. Now, if you go online to my.hrw.com site, you will go to Chapter 7, Video Activities, Tools, to find the Statistics Calculator. Once you pull that up, you're going to hit the Statistics tab. Then you are going to enter the information from the data table into column L1 and L2. Put students in L1 and teachers data in L2. Notice, it doesn't matter whether we use the original order the numbers were presented or if you put them in order from least to greatest. The calculator will order them for you in order to determine all of the information here. Once you have it typed in, you are going to simply click Generate, and it will fill in the data for you. Check these values against the work that we've done. You should notice that they are the same. Just viewing the information like this in tables, there are not many differences that really stand out. The numbers are very similar. However, when we put it into a box and whisker plot, which can be done using this calculator by simply clicking the Box and Whisker Plot tab and entering some additional information, we will see box and whisker plots that display the data in a different way. On this tab, you are going to simply type in a minimum value and maximum value. This is the minimum value and maximum value for the number line if you were to draw this box and whisker plot. So since our least value is a 5, we're going to go one lower with a 4. So we'll type a 4 into minimum. And our greatest value is an 11. So again, we're going to go one higher and type in a 12. This box here, tick marks every, is really asking for the interval. Remember, the interval is the amount represented between each number listed on the line plot. So here, since our numbers are very close together, we are just going to use an interval of 1 in order to have the graph very clearly displayed. So once you type in the 1, then you need to go over here to Draw and click Draw. And this will generate the box and whisker plot. Notice that all 5 key values are represented on each box and whisker plot. This lower plot is for line 1, which was the students. The upper box and whisker plot is from the values under line 2, which were the teachers. Notice, teachers get 5 hours minimum average sleep. Students were 6 hours minimum average. These numbers represent our lower quartile for the teachers, the upper quartile for the teachers, the median for the teachers, and the greatest value or upper extreme for the teachers. Same is represented on the students' box and whisker plot. Lowest value, lower quartile, median for the students, upper quartile number, and the upper extreme or the greatest value. By looking at the data displayed in the box and whisker plots and having them next to each other, it is easy to see that students sleep on average more than teachers. But what's much more evident here than it was displayed in the list is that the size of the box for the students compared to the size of the box for the teachers. Remember, the box represents 50% of the data, showing that 50% of the students sleep 7 to 10 hours on average, while 50% of the teachers only sleep an average of 6 to 8 hours per night. Well, I hope this activity helped reinforce box and whisker plots and how to create them. I also hope you had the chance to try the graphing calculator in order to see how when we put data in, it can be displayed in various ways using graphing tools.